Hey everyone, Miss GoElectric here. Now I know a lot of people who are travelers and they need a bike to be able to take with them, whether it's on a boat, a private airplane, or even in an RV. And folding e-bikes fit the bill in most cases because they can get compact and you can put them in the back of pretty much any car. But folding e-bikes can have some limitations, including range, durability, and the types of terrain that you can take it on, like pavement only. But if they could find an e-bike that didn't have all those limitations for $1,000 or less, it'd be a no-brainer. And in front of me here, I have the Ride1Up Portola, which is one of those options that is about $1,000 or less. So let's get into the features and specifications first. I'm gonna take it out for a ride, and then I'm gonna share my final thoughts on the pros and cons of this bike. The Ride1Up Portola ships as a Class 2 e-bike, which means riders have access to both pedal assist modes and a thumb throttle with the ability to reach a top speed of 20 miles per hour. The top speed can be unlocked through the display screen, which Ride1Up says will reach 28 miles per hour while pedaling. The Portola comes in one aluminum step-through frame style with 4 color options, including charcoal gloss, sea turquoise, warm gray, and indigo matte like I have here. The Portola is propelled by a rear hub motor which can deliver 750 watts of sustained power and up to 65 Newton meters of torque. Pedal assistance demand is detected by a cadence sensor. The 48-volt UL certified battery is available with a 10.4 amp-hour capacity equivalent to 500 watt-hours or a 13.4 amp-hour capacity equivalent to 643 watt-hours. It is removable and can be charged on or off the bike. A 2-amp charger is included. Riders can expect a full charge in about 5 hours for the smaller battery and about 6.5 hours for the larger battery. Ride1Up claims a maximum assisted range between 20 to 40 miles for the 10.4 amp-hour battery and 30 to 50 miles on the 13.4 amp-hour battery. The actual result is dependent upon factors like rider weight, terrain type, temperature, wind, topography, and the level of assistance selected. The brand claims this e-bike can accommodate riders between 4 foot 10 inches and 6 foot 4 inches. For reference, I am 5 foot 11 inches. When the Portola is folded, it measures 19 inches wide, 29.5 inches high, and 33 inches long. It weighs 59 pounds and has a maximum payload capacity of 342 pounds. These are hydraulic brakes with 180mm rotors. The front fork suspension has 80mm of travel. The 8-speed trigger shifter and Altus derailleur are made by Shimano. Our Portola shipped with Chaoyang puncture-resistant tires, which are 20 inches in diameter and 3 inches wide. The 100 lux integrated LED headlight, rear brake light, bell, and aluminum fenders are standard. It also has a rear frame integrated rack that can support a payload of up to 150 pounds. The rack has a built-in accessory system that allows for easy installation and removal of compatible accessories, like this insulated cooler I have here. They offer a nice variety of accessories for the Portola, including a front rack and basket as well, making it a one-stop shop when buying an e-bike from the brand. Ride1Up offers a 1-year warranty period and has a modest network of service locations across the US. All right, so those specifications and features look pretty decent for this price point. Now let's take it out for a ride. Now this here is my Unit 1 Aura helmet, and it is very quickly becoming one of my favorite e-bike helmets that I have because it will protect you up to 28 miles per hour. And not only that, it has a ton of really cool features. The integrated front and rear lights here also function as turn signals. The rear light also brightens when braking or decelerating. Those features enhance rider visibility and safety while riding. My favorite feature is the crash detection system. Sensors in the helmet communicate with the Unit 1 mobile app to send an SOS message to your emergency contact if you crash and are unresponsive to a safety check. The helmet has a magnetic brim, which accommodates this default visor, or optional magnetic lenses, including this one, which dynamically transitions tint levels with up to 100% UV protection in dynamic lighting environments while riding. This helmet has several safety certifications, including MIPS, and is designed to protect e-bike riders traveling up to 28 miles per hour. Plus, I think Unit 1 helmets, backpacks, and other accessories look awesome.
And on a sunny day like today, I am going to need these adaptive lenses. So let me just snap those on real quick. Easy as that. And I think we're just about ready for a ride. So let's go. We are starting off the ride on the Portola, and there are a few things that I want to point out first. With this bike, there's quite a bit of customization that you can do as far as how you want the pedal assistance to operate. So when I noticed I took this out of the box, it was a 0 to 5 pedal assist level setting, and I have changed the setting to 1 through 9 pedal assistance. What's good about that is that the bike can adjust to your liking as far as the sensitivity for the pedal assistance and how much power you can attribute to each one of those pedal assist modes. Essentially, this is like 25% of the power output, and I can climb up to 9 levels of pedal assistance now. So it is a much more comfortable experience for me. So another adjustment you can make in that display mode is to move the top speed up. And although the owner's manual says that you can go up to 28 miles per hour, we're gonna test that out because in the computer screen it says 40 kilometers an hour, which is about 25 miles per hour at the top speed. So far, I will say the riding position is pretty comfortable. These handlebars are straight, which is pretty common amongst folding bikes, especially with the folding stem. And I'm reaching outward, so there's no ability to kind of like adjust it towards me too much. But I'm gonna try to get up to my top speed, move up to that 9th mode now that I'm on the road, and get up to that 8th gear just to see maybe how quick I can get up to speed. It's still working for me, but it is as hard as I can basically pedal up into that 8th gear, and I can go about 22, 23 miles per hour. So might be some more adjustments I can make in that computer screen, but definitely not hitting 28. So let's do another loop around here. I'm really happy with the grips on this bike. They're perfect for a day like today where it's hot and my hands are a little slippery, but I have great control on the grips with these, and they're comfortable with this paddle. And I'm gonna stop so that I can do a throttle test. There's no one on the path here, and just want to see how well this throttle takes off. And it's supposed to hit a top speed of 20 miles per hour. Brakes are pretty good too, by the way. They're hydraulic, so I feel nice. All right, 3, 2, 1. All right, that's a nice takeoff, and it's smoothing out. Could probably get up a little bit quicker to 20 to hit that top speed, but it does take a second to get up past that point, or up to that point. So just keep that in mind. The other thing that I like is the seat is really firm, but I actually don't mind it in this case because I'm in a very upright position. And again, that's just one of those things, kind of like the grips, where if it's something that you want to upgrade yourself, it's pretty cheap to do so on Amazon, or even sometimes the brands themselves will offer them in their website. The other thing I love about this bike is not only is it a pretty bike, a lot of folders are hard to make pretty, but paint finish is really nice, and I love the low step through. So it's really easy to get on and off. There are some brands that are competitive that they are a little bit a higher step to get on and off of. So if you are one with maybe some mobility issues or you need something to just step into really easy, this is a good option. I actually like this suspension front fork as well. And the tires are doing a nice job of smoothing everything out for me too. So it's a good combination. Usually with these smaller folders, you get maybe like a 50mm suspension. So I like that they've gone with the 80mm, which is more like full-size bikes. This one also has the 13.4 amp hour battery, so it's a little bit bigger. So I would expect maybe like 30-ish on average miles of range, and you know, that really just depends on the rider weight, what kind of terrain you're riding on. It's a great thing about a bike like this is that the tires are accommodating for all different types of terrain. So if you do want to take this on sand or anything like that, you can. I also like that this has a bell. A lot of brands are, you know, not providing a way to communicate with other riders, whether you're on a path or amongst traffic. Some of these bikes go quick enough to keep up with traffic, so it's great to have some sort of an alert system, let people know you're coming by. And in this case, this folder doesn't have turn signals or anything like that. And that's why I like to wear this Unit 1 Aura helmet, because it has the buttons on my handlebar that I can mount, and I can just press the button and it will activate the turn signals on the back of my helmet and the front of my helmet to be able to alert people. And it has a gyroscope in it as well, so it can detect, you know, say I crash and my bike falls or anything like that, it can alert people to let them know if I have an emergency contact saved in there if I had crashed. It's becoming a habit for me to add on to my bikes because it's such a great addition for those who don't have any turn signals. All right, well, I think it's time to head back, and I'm going to share my final thoughts on the Ride1Up Portola. I'm going to start off with the things that I'd like to see improved, and then we're going to get into the positive aspects about this bike. The first opportunity for improvement that I'd like to see has to deal with the sensor, and this has a cadence sensor. Now, torque sensors are becoming really popular amongst all e-bikes, but in this category with this lower price point, you do see cadence sensors, but there are bikes that are in this category that are competitive with this that have that torque sensor or have it as an option. I personally like a torque sensor because it gives a more natural riding feel. The next opportunity for improvement has to deal with support. Now, they have a pretty decent sized dealer network, but they don't have nearly as many as some of the other big volume players that this competes with. And not only that, but they have a 1-year warranty for this bike, whereas a lot of the competitors offer a 2-year warranty. Another way they can make this bike better is to improve the integrated technology, and mostly what I mean by that is this display computer. It is a black and white display, which is fine, but some others in the category offer a color display. And not only that, but it is really challenging to move through the menus. It's not user-friendly to make those setting adjustments for your pedal assistance, and there's no USB port on this display so that you can connect up to it and use the bike's battery in order to charge a device like a phone that most people, I think, would want to mount right here on the handlebars. And another piece of technology I would like to see is turn signals, especially on a bike like this where you're going to probably be riding amongst traffic. Now, I have solved that problem with my Unit 1 helmet. They have actually sent me more docks that I can put on the handlebars so that I can easily swap out those turn signals on multiple different bikes depending on what I'm riding. While we're on the topic of the display, I am kind of disappointed with the top speed because Ride1Up says it's 28 miles per hour on their website. In the owner's manual, it says 25 miles per hour. And I hit maybe about 22, 23 pedaling as hard as I could, even though I made those adjustments in this display computer. And the last opportunity for improvement has to deal with the folding. Now, I think this is amazing as far as how easy it is to fold, but one part in the back here is that they've included a strap that snaps on to the integrated rear frame. And when you fold it, that is designed to keep the bike contained and together while you move it around to put it in your car or anything like that. And that strap is not long enough. So I'm unable to keep it secure. I have to use some other method in order to carry it around in a safe way where it's staying contained. All right, now let's get into the things that I think Ride1Up really nailed with the Portola, and the first one has to be what I'm already talking about, which is the folding mechanism. Now, I have tested out quite a few folding e-bikes, and this is probably the best as far as ease and security as folders go. All of the latches are really durable and super easy to use. The other thing I really like about this bike is the styling and the materials that they've used. So not only the paint finish is really beautiful, the color, I really appreciate that they have gone with this really low step through design, and everything is really well executed as far as the welds. Now, I do not like how they slapped on the controller on the back here and it's visible, or the cable management up here. It's fine as far as a folder goes, but generally speaking, I think they did a really great job of the design of this bike. The two things that really stand out as far as the design goes has to be this integrated battery that is accessible with the removal on the top of the frame, and the integrated rear rack back here. Those really make it feel like a refined consumer product. And speaking of that, the next thing that I want to call out for something that I really like about this bike is that it's pretty full featured. This has metal fenders included. It has integrated front and rear light with a brake light. It also has a bell on the handlebars, which seems like most brands are forgetting about these days. So the full featuredness of this bike is something I really love. Another thing I really appreciate about this bike is that it has the safety certifications, whether that's UL 2849 for the electrical system, but it also has the UL 2271 for the battery to be certified. So it provides a lot of peace of mind. And at this price point, you don't see it as often. There's a lot of cheap folding e-bikes out there that don't have these safety certifications. Along the lines of safety and comfort, I really appreciate these high-performing hydraulic brakes and the suspension fork, which is 80 millimeters. You usually see 50 millimeters amongst the competition, and the riding position is really comfortable as well. On top of those features, you can go on a lot of different types of terrain thanks to these tires. They have a great tread and they're about 3 inches wide, so they make for great stability while you're riding as well. The last thing I really like about this bike is the accessories compatibility. So they have integrated their own Connect Plus system, which makes it really easy for you to swap out your accessories on the rear rack here and be able to just click them in and replace them on the go super fast. Now, they do not offer that on the front rack of this bike quite yet, but I would love for them to start integrating it not only in the back, but on the front as well. But that system just makes it more simple and easy for you to change out and personalize your bike the way you want. One great example is that today it's 104 degrees and I'm able to just put their cooler that they have on the back here and keep it full of ice cold beverages so that I can take a little break while I'm filming my review. And there are a ton of different options that you can choose from putting right back here if you look on their website. And speaking of that, if you want to find out any more details, we'll hope that you'll use the link in the description below. And not only that, I'll put a coupon code down in that description if we do have one for a discount for this bike. Well, thank you so much for watching this latest review. And until next time, drive, fly, ride. Go electric.